What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another comic book review. I haven't done very many comic book reviews lately. A lot of the stories that I'm reading are kind of in the middle of a run, and I don't really like talking about comics that are in the middle of a run. I like to talk about like when the entire story is done. But I haven't done a video in a while, man. And I just want to do a comic book review. And Punchline is a good one to do, I think. The initial storyline for Punchline is done, and it's up to issue 9 now, I believe. But the first 5 issues are the basic run of this book. So I'm going to give you some particulars about this book. Give me 1 second here and pull up my stuff. Punchline is written by Bill Williams. It's pencil and ink by Matthew Weldon. I've actually talked about Matthew Weldon a couple of times. He's a great artist. He's a regular on Mike S. Miller's Drawn and Quartered, and just a really, really good artist. I love the guy, and the stuff that this guy can do with just a ballpoint pen. One of the cool things about Matthew is he told stories about how he likes to draw with tools that are easy to get and like, you know, very inexpensive. So that's a really good example of the fact that you don't need a lot of expensive tools to be a good artist. Like I said, the guy does stuff with a ballpoint pen that just blows my mind. Colors by and I apologize ahead of time. I think I'm gonna butcher this person's name. I'm terrible with names, you guys know that. Colors by Niraj Menon. Letters by Tom Zaller, and edited by Megan Sloan. So, like I said, it's the book is up to issue 9 right now, but I'm just going to basically go over a little bit of the initial storyline. And one of the things that some people have said is that there are, and it's true, there are some similarities between this book and the anime My Hero Academia, in that it involves an elder or an older character bequeathing their powers to somebody else. So initially, the first issue, we're introduced to Mel, and she's literally stumbling her way through a graveyard, and she's severely wounded. And in fact, she believes she's about to die. And it's in this graveyard that she meets a young girl named Jessie. And Jessie is a young artist, and she's I'm not going to go really too far into it why she's in the graveyard. It's actually a pretty good discussion, but basically Mel kind of tells her they know that she's a superhero, that she has powers, and that she's supposed to bequeath her powers to someone, and she hasn't done that, and she's mortally wounded. And you kind of get the sense that maybe the reason why somebody is trying to kill her is because she hasn't given her powers away. So there's a lot of mysticism and stuff going on with how powers work, and why certain people are superheroes, and why for some reason they have to occasionally bequeath their powers to someone new. That's a part of the story that they haven't gone into yet, but is an interesting element that they're going to probably look at going forward. So basically, Jessie, being the good person that she is, and thinking that, you know, it would be cool to have superpowers, she basically tells Mel that if she gives her powers, maybe, you know, she'll live. So Mel does this, and Jessie becomes a new superhero, and she takes the name Versima. I'm probably mispronouncing that really badly. But and Mel now becomes like the mentor, teaching Jessie how to use her powers, teaching her how to be the superhero, teaching her the ropes. And the two of them are very, very different people. Jessie she's pretty much a true hero. She doesn't want to hurt people. She doesn't want to kill people. She believes in doing the right thing. Whereas Mel, being a veteran, whether it's because she's a veteran or because she just knows more about how the world works with these superheroes, she's far more jaded, and she has no problems with taking somebody out. On top of that, there are times when she seems to be manipulating Jessie. Some of this might be just like she's trying to teach her that, hey, this superhero thing is rough. She's trying to prepare her. But it also might be the fact that she's kind of trying to find a way to get back to being what she was. And like I said, there's a lot of story that hasn't been told yet. But the first initial story arc, which was the first 5 issues, were they're basically just going over the genesis of these characters, giving us a little bit of an indication of how the world works. The supernatural is definitely something that's at play in this storyline, and it's a really interesting look into the birth of a new superhero, the growing pains that hero will go through, and the mentor who kind of knows things and may actually have some kind of a hidden agenda. So, and again, I'm trying to be very careful. I don't want to give spoilers to it. The writing was actually pretty good. I was actually very impressed with this book. So I'm going to go over the individual categories and thing. I'm going to start with the art. The art is fantastic. Matthew Weldon is he's really good. He has a very, very interesting and unique style. And along the way, there are hints of anime and manga and some of the stuff he does. Like there are some reactions that some of the panels where you see characters reacting to things, they're straight out of anime. Like they got starry eyes and stuff like that. And I know that some people have said that they don't care for that. They feel like it kind of breaks the moment and it pulls them out of the book. I personally didn't mind it at all. I kind of like the fact that this book has kind of a quirkiness to it. I don't know if it was if that was Matthew's idea or if it was Mr. Williams's idea, but for whoever was responsible for it, I actually kind of like it. I like it when a comic is trying to have fun. The colors seem to be done a little different than a normal comic. Some of the colors seem to be muted, and given the way Matthew draws and like his style, I think that's done to play up to Matthew's strengths. And I personally like it. There's still a lot of shading and stuff going on, but there's a lot of flatter colors as well. And I think it works really well in the way that it's actually set up. Moving on to the writing, the writing's pretty solid. The story is it's doing a pretty good job of building this world that these characters live in, and it's kind of it hasn't really revealed a whole lot of what's going on in the background, but we're getting a lot of characters that populate this world and indications that there are multiple forces at play. For instance, one book, the character, she has a team up with another character, and you find out that character may be working with somebody that has different motives than Jesse and Mel. There are some weird elements where they don't want the characters to swear. So instead of like blocking it out or giving an indication that they're saying, like a curse word, they use replacement words. Like at one point, Jesse calls Mel a witch, and we all know exactly what she's saying. But that's a little odd at times. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just the characters will occasionally say some things that don't seem to make any sense. And I think it would have been better if they had just, maybe blocked the words out, struck them through, put some kind of symbols in there that you see in some books where they'll indicate that somebody's cursing. I think that would have worked better. But other than that, the writing's actually pretty solid, and it's interesting enough that I've been picking the book up. I actually missed the first issue, but I did get a copy of the first issue. They had a free comic book day, So I got that version of the first issue. Unfortunately, the book was much more popular than they expected it to be, and it sold out like that. So getting that first issue is pretty tough. But the free comic book day version is much easier to get a hold of. And I've been picking up all the other ones ever since then. If you know anything about Matthew Weldon, if you're a fan of his art, this book is an absolute must. This book was fun, and that's the most important thing with a comic book. I truly believe is that it's fun. If it's not fun, what the hell are you buying the damn thing for? But yeah, it's if you're into superheroes, if you're into books where the characters are just having a good time, there is a deeper story going on here, and there are some pretty colorful characters and moments in here. Like at one point, she fights a giant shark person. Okay, I mean, that's the kind of thing that you're looking at, and I really like the fact that the character, even though she has all this power, she's still learning how to use it. And you know, it's not like a lot of characters, especially from like Marvel, where they just emerge fully formed. We're kind of going on this journey with her where she's learning the ropes, and she's learning not only how to be a superhero, but whether or not she wants to be a superhero. So it'll be interesting to see where they take this story, because I get the feeling that there's a lot more going on than Mel has told her, and it could end up being some interesting fallout from that. But yeah, I would definitely say that this is a great series. I believe that the initial run is now in trade paperback, so you can get it that way. We get the whole story, or you can pick up the individual issues. For me, it is worth the price just for Matthew Weldon's art. But getting a pretty good comic book story on top of that is just icing on the kink. Oh my god. I swear I know how to talk, guys. But anyway, that's my real quick down and dirty review for Punchline. I'll be doing a lot more of these going forward. Like I said, I don't like doing reviews for books in the middle of storylines, but so many of them today, they're just taking so long to get done. I'm just going to start doing them because these are the things that I like to do. But I appreciate you guys being here, guys. If you like this review, please hit like, subscribe. YouTube's doing some real shady stuff lately. And like a lot of people are getting shadow unsubbed, and they are not promoting small channels like this. So please like, subscribe, share this out on your social media. And more importantly, leave a comment in the comment section below, guys. Tell me what you think works, what doesn't. Do you agree with me? Have you read this book? Do you disagree with me? And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.